All right. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you how do we improve lead quality for our offer? Is it for our, book a call? How do we get more qualified people, qualified prospects onto our book calendars and whatnot? So we're going to talk about certain areas. We're going to talk about the brand and messaging. We're going to talk about a little bit about the ads. We'll talk about the application process, and then just give you some little bonus points at the end to wrap it all up. Okay. So first is I want to talk about the branding messaging. So how do you represent yourself? How do you put yourself out in the marketplace? How do you look different? How does everything just shape up, right? So I'm going to talk about brand. Messaging is more important than the brand aspect in terms of aesthetics, right? How does stuff look? Now, for me personally, I like things looking really good from a funnel standpoint. How does my Facebook fan page look? How does my Instagram look? How does my website look? How does my VSL pages look? Like all that, it really means a lot to me for it to look very good, because first impression is everything nowadays. If this was like 3 or 4 years ago and you got in the fitness space, it didn't really matter much, right? People, it just wasn't a thing. Now people start looking at stuff. They start looking at everything. Is this for me? Does it look nice, right? If you go to Apple and you walk into the store, it looks clean, it looks crisp, it looks high end. So if you want that to look like you are top-notch company, well, present yourself like you're like that, like on the Facebook fan pages, like on the Instagram, on your website, landing pages, make sure color looks nice. Like I've seen so many funnel pages and everything where the spacing's all off, like it looks crappy. The writing is terrible. It's hard to even see and read, right? So all that matters right nowadays, in my opinion. Okay. So make stuff look really good. Now, I'm not saying go spend $2,000 on a logo. I'm not saying anything like that, right? Just make what you're putting out to the marketplace look really good, right? Make it look nice, make it look top notch. That's one aspect that we can do to improve lead quality. Second is our messaging. What are you saying on your ad copy? What are you saying on your headlines? What are you saying in your VSL, in the actual video? What are you saying on your opt-in pages? What are you saying in your sub headlines and whatnot, right? What is the message that you're putting out to these people? And I'm going to give you 2 examples, and you let me know what type of person more likely will come in based off this. For example, we help moms 30 plus lose weight. What's going to happen here? You're going to get a lot of stay-at-home moms. Right? You're going to get a lot of women, a lot of moms that just do not work, right? They don't work. They're either stay-at-home mom, or maybe they just had a kid, maybe 30, right? It's that people will start to have kids. They're 30. They have maybe a 1-year-old, an infant, and whatnot. So you're just going to get a lot of women that are just going to be, they're stuck at home and they just want to be clicking a bunch of stuff and whatnot. So your quality is going to be crap, in my opinion. I've been in the mom space for fitness for a long time, and I know exactly how these women come in here. Okay. But what if you said success driven moms 35 plus making 6+ figures wanting to lose weight? How about that? One, we added the word success driven. Second is we added 35 plus. So they're a little bit more established. They're a little bit more, they already went to school or they gotten a job already, or they're a little bit more in the higher in the workforce. The kids are probably a little bit older than younger, right? They're probably not having infants at 35 plus. Yes, I know it happens still, but you get the point, right? Next is we added the 6+ figures. You got to be making 6+ figures a year. And then we got the aspect of losing the weight. What type of mom do you feel will come in here compared to here? Night and day difference, right? So the messaging, what you put out there, will help you get that type of person coming in, right? So you need to do a deep dive into your client, who is your ideal client that you feel that you can help them, not only from a fitness aspect, but what type of client that you want to be coming in that will buy your stuff. Yes, do we want to help stay-at-home moms? Yeah, of course. But if they don't have no money, then how can I help you, right? I don't work for free, right? So the brand and the messaging, what do you put out there, will help you bring in the type of person that wants to come in. Because when you are running ads and you get these type of people in, that helps your ads get in front of the type of person that you want. Okay. If you put out there, I want basically this, which is stay-at-home moms. I want stay-at-home moms 30 plus want to lose weight. Well, Facebook is going to go find you those people, right? So you got to feed Facebook the data to get you that type of person. All right. So that is branding messaging. All right, next is we're going to go into ads. right? I'm not going to go into like in terms of like sharing my screen and set up the ads. I'm just going to talk key points. So if you never ran ads, you might want to go watch a video on how to run ads and whatnot. But if you have a little bit of skin in the game with ads, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. All right. So most important is get your messaging and brand on point before you even think about the ads aspect. You need to do a deep dive really into your avatar and really figure that out first. Then you can start looking into ads and stuff like that. So ads is the targeting. I know a lot of people do open targeting. That's fine as long as you're copying your messaging and whatnot relays that type of person, so Facebook can get those key points and what it's looking at, so it can find it, because Facebook looks at your headlines, looks at your copy, looks at your creatives and all that. It takes all those data points and tries to push it into the right person, right? So targeting, open targeting and whatnot, right? But what if you can just make this a little bit better? What if, we'll go back to the mom brand, right? Making six plus figures. Where do they hang out at, right? Where do those type of women hang out with, right? Something I could think of is like fashion design. Me, I can care two craps about fashion design, but like the Louis Vuittons, the Coach, Chanel, whatnot, right? So you can put that in your targeting. It's not fitness specific, but in your copy, your headlines and everything, if you're getting in front of that type of crowd, the copy and headlines and all that stuff will relay that this is a fitness thing, right? We don't always have to target fitness, like health and fitness in your targeting. That's like broad, that's everybody and anybody, right? Where did we find these other women, for example, like the mom brand that are making 6+ figures? Where did we find them at? Fashion design, right? So let's say fashion design, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, right? LV. So how about we put this in our targeting and get in front of them, those type of people? Or it can be something like hotels, like Hilton Hotel, or top end hotels. You put that as your targetings, right? So you're getting away from where everybody else does and just does health and fitness. Like, dude, like everybody and the mother's in there. Go somewhere where nobody else is at, right? So fashion design, Chanel, whatever. And if you want to take it one step higher, is okay, you got to meet this criteria. You got to meet this criteria, but I'm going to go ahead and layer it with an income qualifier. Maybe it's income 10% or income top 25%. So not only that you have to be into this stuff here, but you also need to meet this criteria here. This is one way of you can try to improve quality as long as your other aspects are within line. All right. Another thing you can do, so that's the targeting. Another thing you could do is the objective. I know a lot of fit pros that do messaging as their objective. That's fine. But from what I've seen, quality goes to shit on this stuff. Constantly, I have to always go through quality stuff, right? So maybe you get a very good landing page, you get a very good VSL, you really get the messaging down that way. So how about instead of doing a messaging campaign, how about you start experimenting with doing maybe a lead, a conversion that should improve quality, and lead. How about that? Then you could take it one step further and be like, you know what? I want Facebook to start finding me people that want to submit applications. Take it another step further. I want Facebook to start finding me people that want to book calls under schedules. Then I want, you know what? Once I get data, I want to use purchases as my objective, right? You can't do a lot of that stuff over here. But my rule of thumb, if you get sales and you're getting sales here, stay there, ride the wind. Right? And then you can allocate some budget into all this other stuff. Okay. So you changing the objective on your ads could improve quality. All right. Next thing that you can do on that is on how do you do the objective. And next thing you can do is creating a bad pixel, right? So you have your main pixel. Like I said, if you don't know any of this ad stuff, then go watch a video on how to do all that stuff, or I can make a video on it. But if you have some skin in the game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So you got your main pixel, right? You kind of put it all over your stuff. What if somebody opts in and they just don't meet your criteria or submit a bad application or whatnot? You can redirect those people into a bad pixel. This bad pixel will be on a landing page for unqualified people. So let's just say somebody submits an application. It was a bad application. Maybe they're not working or they're not willing to invest. They answered the wrong question. Well, they get redirected to this bad LP page that has the bad pixel for unqualified people. Then once you get enough data on that bad pixel, you create a lookalike off it, and then you start excluding those type of people when you're setting up your ad sets. So that is another way how to improve lead quality. So I talked a little bit about the ads perspective, right? Now I'm going to talk about an opt-in page that you can help improve lead quality, and it's going to go hand in hand with that bad pixel as well. Let's just say you go add opt-in page, and then on this opt-in page you have your form, right? Name, phone number, email, submit, blah, blah, blah. So how about you go add opt-in page, instead of going strictly to a form, you go to a quiz. So the quizzing in itself should improve quality because they have to take an extra step to do a quiz, right? And let's just say based off the answers of that quiz will determine if you go to the main VSL. Let's say one of your questions was, I'm not working right now, so I have a lot of time to work on my fitness, right? I'm not working right now. That will DQ people to go into the other VSL page, or it could just be a straight up page and say, you know what, we'll reach it back out when when one of our reps or something like that, right? This VSL page or landing page has the bad pixel. That is one way. So only the qualified people from this quiz goes to the main one, so they have the opportunity to book a call, okay? Whereas the other people go into this VSL page or a straight up landing page or whatnot that has the bad pixel, and it feeds that data back to Facebook, and you start excluding that audience. And that create the look like it'd be, hey, people that land on this page is junk. I don't care about this. Please kick them out. So that right there is another way to improve lead quality. Okay, and then the next one that we can do is the actual application. How harsh do you want to be on application? You have your number of apps, like, where you wanting to lose weight, what's your biggest struggles and whatnot, right? So how about you ask maybe a question like, how many hours you working per week? If they say, let's just say you have some certain ones that they can pick. What if one of them says unemployed, another one says part-time, full-time, overworked, disability, and retired? Well, you can DQ this one, you can DQ this one, you can DQ this one, you can DQ part-time. That right there, having on your application could improve your lead quality, right? How about you say, so instead of you saying, are you willing to invest into this if you feel like it was the right thing, right? That's kind of like very soft. What if you said, what is your household income? And let's just say anything under 70K, you DQ. Anything above 70K, you approve. That's another way to try to increase the quality. Now, keep in mind, when you do this stuff on your application, your cost per book call will go up, okay? But is it worth it to you? Is it worth it to get these type of people? Because your program is 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 grand, then yes, you don't want to waste with people that just don't meet this criteria. Now, if you are getting people that cost your programs only $1,000, you don't have to be this harsh on your application, right? You can be a little bit more chill about it, right? Another thing people like to do is on the application is, our program is the best. Take in consideration, you have to be making 6+ figures. So if you're not willing to invest at least $800 a month, yes or no, right? Yes, it's approved. They get through. No, there's many ways of doing it on an application process. Okay. And then two more things here, guys, there's a pretty cool software that does credit checks. It's pretty interesting. Okay. I can link the link down below, but what they do is when somebody puts their information on the opt-in form, survey form with the opt-in name, phone, wherever it has a name, phone, or email, right? Name, phone, or email, right? They do a credit check. It's not a hard pull or anything like that. They do a simple little credit check, and then they feed that data back to wherever your CRM is, whatever, and you can do whatever you want in your workflows to DQ those type of people. But at least you get the data, right, to feed it back to Facebook. And you can use something like Hyros to track that data to push it back to your Facebook ads. And then once you start feeding that data, you can go ahead and put that in your ad sets. And then once you start putting that ad set, let's say you have a different pixel and whatnot. I know I'm probably going overhead with a lot of you guys here, but I'm just showing you what you really can do as long as you have everything. Put that in your ad sets, and then the quality will start to go up. Okay. So that's it, guys. So recap real quick, brand and messaging needs to be the number one priority that you work on first. All this other stuff will not really make a difference unless that thing is on point. branded messaging. Okay. Then you can start looking at your ads. Then you can start looking at your application, and then you could do all that bonus stuff with the mini quiz. You could start doing credit checks, and you could start doing all kinds of stuff with third party tracking like high rows and whatnot, to start feeding your data with good stuff to Facebook to optimize for certain things. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you have any questions, put them down below, and I will talk to you guys soon.